Act 2, Miss Molly's Hat Store, New York City.
I shall certainly marry Horace Vandergelder if he should ask me.
But do you love him?
Of course I don't love him. I would marry Horace Vandergelder to get away from the hat business. I've hated it from the first day I had anything to do with it. Minnie, I hate hats. Do I go to restaurants? No, it would be bad for business. Do I go to theaters, balls, or operas? No, it would be bad for business. The only men I ever meet are feather merchants. Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Vandergelder, or I'll break out of this place like a fire engine. I'll go to every theater, ball, and opera in New York City.
But I don't think he's attractive.
Well, I think he is, and it's very important. I think he'd make a good fighter.
Miss Malloy.
Take my word for it, Minnie. The best of married life is the fights. The rest is merely so-so.
I won't listen.
Now, Peter Malloy, God rest him, was a fine arguing man. I pity the woman whose husband slams the door and walks into the house at the beginning of an argument. Peter Malloy would stand up and fight for hours on end. He doesn't throw things, Minnie, and there's no pleasure to equal that. When I felt tired, I'd start a good blood-running fight, and it'd take 10 years off my age. Now, Horace Vandergelder would put up a good fight. I know it. I've a mind to marry him.
The things that you're saying are just awful.
Well, I'm enjoying them myself, too.
That's Wolf Trap, all right. We'll have to hide here until he passes by. We'll pretend we're buying some hats.
Cornelius, there we wander around here all day and nothing happens. And then we come to the quiet street, the whole city, and a wolf trap turns the corner. Is this an adventure we're in?
Don't be asking me that. When you know it's an adventure, you know it, all right.
Maybe I win. Let's arrange a signal for you to give me if it's really an adventure we're in. You could say, say pudding if it's really an adventure we're in.
Mrs. Malloy's hats for ladies. We'll make her think we're very rich.
Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Here, Cornelius Happen.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
I'm very happy to meet you. Perhaps I can help you.
See, we're looking to buy some hats.
Is that so?
Yes, we've been looking everywhere. And you know what we heard? Go to Mrs. Malloy's hat shop. The only place we could go. So we came here.
Well now, that's very complimentary. You wish to choose some hats for a friend?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
See, money is no object to us. None at all.
Why, Mr. Hackle. You're from out of town?
Yes, Yonkers.
Yonkers?
Perhaps if you've ever had a Sunday free, you would like to see Yonkers?
That's very kind of you. Well, perhaps now about those hats.
Is there, would Mr. Malloy like to see Yonkers too?
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
Oh, you are? That's too bad. He would have enjoyed Yonkers.
As a matter of fact, I know someone in Yonkers. Perhaps you know him? It's a Mr. Vandergelder.
Who?
You do know him?
Horace Vandergelder?
Yes, that's right.
No, only know of him.
Mr. Vandergelder's a very substantial man and very well liked, they tell me.
A lovely man, Mrs. Malloy.
Oh yes, charming, charming. And a large circle of friends?
5 or 6.
5.
A calls come upon you once in a while, I suppose.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm expecting a call from him this afternoon.
Cornelius,
Now, to show you some more hats,
go!
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Malloy.
Gentlemen, Mr. Hackle, come after this minute!
We're terribly innocent, Mrs. Malloy.
Gentlemen, but really, I can't have this. What are you doing?
Help us just this once, Mrs. Malloy. We'll explain everything later.
Cornelius, pudding?
Pudding!
Well, what a surprise! And Mr. Vandergelder in New York. What a pleasure.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy.
Irene, we thought we'd pay you a very short call. Now, you'll tell us if it's inconvenient, won't you? Inconvenient? Dolly, the idea. Why, it's sweet of you to come. Then we'll sit down for a minute or two. Well, before you sit down, there's something I want to show you both in my workroom.
Mrs. Moore a lot. And I don't want her to think poorly of us. There we sit cooped up in Yonkers year after year. And the whole time, wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy are walking around New York. And we don't know any of them. I tell you right now, a fine woman is the greatest work of God. And I've talked to one equal to equal to equal. And the finest one, in my opinion. And this minute, I'm in danger. I'm in danger of losing my job, and my reputation, and everything people think is important. But I don't care. Barnaby?
Oh, you woke me up, Cornelius.
We can't go back to Yonkers, and you know why.
Why not, Cornelius?
We've had a good meal, we've been in danger, and we've been almost arrested, and we spent all our money. There's one more thing we need to do before we can go back to Yonkers and be successes.
What's that, Cornelius? Oh, you're never going to kiss Mrs. Malloy.
You don't know that. You might also know right now.
But she'll scream.
You don't know that. You might also know that people go throughout the world left and right kissing all the time.
Glad you told me. I often wonder.
Why, Mr. Hackle, I thought you were in Yonkers.
I'm most always there, Mrs. Levi. Please don't tell Mr. Vandergelder. I'll explain everything.
We're terribly innocent, Mrs. Levi.
Why, who's that?
Barnaby Tucker, just paying the call.
Who else is here?
It's just us two gentlemen.
Old friends of Mrs. Malloy's, is that it?
Oh no. We just met her a few minutes ago. I like her a lot. Don't we, Barnaby?
Yes.
I like her so much, I'm going to tell anyone that.
And does she think you're the finest person in the world?
Oh no. I bet she doesn't think I'm alive.
Well, I'm sure she notices that you're alive, Mr. Hackle.
Mrs. Malloy, I would like for you to come up to Yonkers sometimes.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. As a matter of fact, I know someone from Yonkers, someone else.
Oh, really? Who?
Someone quite well-to-do, I believe, though a little free and easy in his behavior. Mr. Vandergelder, do you know Mr. Cornelius Hackle in Yonkers?
No. Why, I know him like my own boot.
Is that so?
Why, of course. He's my chief clerk.
Well, I never.
He's worked in my store for 10 years. Where would you have known him?
Oh, just one of those chance meetings, I suppose. Yes, one of those chance meetings.
Chance meetings? Why, Cornelius Hackle has no right to chance meetings. Where was it?
Really, Mr. Vandergelder, it's unlike you to question me in such a way. I think Mr. Hackle is better known than you think he is. Well, the truth might as well come out now as later. Mr. Vandergelder, Irene is quite right. Your head clerk is often in New York, has an army of friends. Everyone knows Cornelius Hackle.
Nonsense. He works in my store till 10 o'clock at night, then goes to sleep in my grand room.
So you think, but it's not true.
Dolly Gallagher, you're crazy.
You listen to me. You don't know what goes on. Yes, by day, Cornelius Hackle is your faithful, trusted clerk. But by night, he lives a double life, that's all. He's at the opera and all the fashionable homes. Why, he dines at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 nights a week. The fact is, he's the naughtiest, wittiest, most delightful man in New York.
It ain't the same man. Well, if I ever let him come to New York, I'd discharge him. Besides, where did he get the money?
Oh, he's very rich.
Rich? I keep his money in my own safe. He's got exactly $146.35.
Mr. Vandergelder, you're killing me. Do come to your senses. He's one of the Hackles.
The Hackles? I've got a headache, I've had a long day. It ain't the same man. I just made him my chief clerk. It ain't the same man.
If you had any sense at all, you'd make him partner. Now, Irene, I can see you were quite taken with Cornelius. Why, I only met him once, very hastily. Yes, but I can see you were taken with him. Now, don't you be thinking of marrying him. Dolly Gallagher, what are you saying? Oh, well, maybe it'd be fine, but think it over. He breaks hearts like hickory nuts. Cornelius Hackle.
Mrs. Malloy, how many times has he called upon you?
Mr. Vandergelder, I'm telling the truth. I've only met him once in my entire life. Dolly Levi has been exaggerating.
And you?
Ow! There's a man under there!
There's a man there looking about, whoever you are.
Yes, there is a man under there. I'll explain it to you all another time. Thank you very much for coming to see me. Good afternoon, Mr. Vandergelder. Good afternoon, Dolly.
You're hiding a man in there?
Simple explanation, but for the present, good afternoon. Good Lord, the room's crawling with men.
The world's gone to pieces!
Come, Mr. Vandergelder. Ernestine is simply waiting for us.
Mrs. Malloy, I shan't trouble you again, and vice versa.
Irene, make the most of it, dear. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Come out, you troublemakers. You think because you're rich you can make up for all the harm you do? Is that it?
No.
Minnie, this is the famous Cornelius Hackle, who goes around New York tying people into knots. And that's Barnaby Tucker, another troublemaker. How do you do? Minnie, choose yourself any hat and coat in the store. We're going out to dinner.
Pardon?
If this Mr. Hackle is so rich and charming, he's willing to be rich and charming to us. He dines 3 nights a week at the Harmony Gardens restaurant, does he? Well, he's taking us there now.
Are you sure it's safe?
Minnie, you and I have been respectable for years, and now we're in disgrace. We might as well make the most of it. Gentlemen, we'll be back in a minute.
Maybe we should go, Cornelius.
No. I like Mrs. Moore a lot. I'm gonna go through this, even if it kills me. We are taking those ladies out to dinner.